So I went to the game last Wednesday. It was my first Laker game of the year, game dropper. Used to go all the time. And I was blown away. Now, that was the game where LeBron passed Michael Jordan. Fourth on the all-time scoring list? I was blown away by how dead it was. Now, it was a sellout, but walking in like 20 minutes before the game, there were your standard lines because of the metal detectors to get in.
Sure.
But walking through Star Plaza, it was dead. D-E-D, dead. You get in there, zero energy, none. I think Bill Plaschke summed it up the best in the LA Times when he said LeBron was treated as a visiting team player when he got to the record. I would take it a step further. They were beyond indifferent. Now, look, there was polite applause. Maybe more than, there was certainly some applause. But you just passed Michael Jordan for fourth on the all-time list. For Brockman, that means nothing because Frank Gore's fourth on the all-time rushing list and he's a nobody. But he passed Michael Jordan for fourth on the all-time list. I almost feel as if they had been anywhere other than Staples Center, it would have been louder. It would have been louder. I stood and applauded. It was the right thing to do. I was there on a ticket, so I don't mind standing and applauding. I was stunned at how dead it was. The next day, I'm driving down the street, listening to LA Sports Talk Radio. Honestly, don't remember which show, or I would give them the plug. And somebody threw out the idea of, well, if it doesn't get better, if the free agents or if the offseason moves to make this team noticeably better don't happen this summer, and you get the idea that people don't want to play with him, or whatever, it's not going to come together quickly, let's put it that way, then maybe you just trade him. And I went, we're already at let's just trade one of the greatest players to ever step on a court. Come on, people. Really?
But if it would make the Lakers better in the next couple of seasons,
you tell me
why not?
You tell me how getting rid of LeBron James, to quote Ricky Waters, for who, for what?
Nice.
You tell me how they're going to get better. Because the 6 years without him leading up to this, they were pretty horrible.
They're pretty horrible this year, too.
So you tell me how getting rid of LeBron James will make them better. Go ahead, propose a deal. Get your NBA trade machine thing, whatever, going. Give me a deal.
I don't know what the numbers would be, but would you rather have LeBron James or Anthony Davis?
Who are you going to put around Anthony Davis?
Same kids, but at least you have a guy who's young and probably interested in playing basketball.
You think he's not interested in playing basketball?
Have you seen him try to play defense the last couple of months?
Okay, fine. Since the injury, since he came back, the last couple of weeks have been a disaster. You watched in October and November and said get rid of him?
In October and November, the chance of them actually having a good team was still there. They're not a good team. They're terrible. The team that he constructed, mind you.
Right. Do we agree that he constructed the majority of the teams in Cleveland the last how many ever years?
I'd say so.
Okay. Those teams turned out. Right? He inherited most of this team.
I'm sure he had a hand in acquiring JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, and Rondo.
Yeah, okay, those guys, yes. Okay. Now, he tried to reconstruct on the fly. It failed miserably.
It did.
The Anthony Davis thing at the deadline failed miserably. Do you fault him for trying to bring Anthony Davis to L.A.?
Do you fault him for alienating his teammates?
Well, it didn't work. And so the whole thing, that's the definition of boom or bust. And it went bust like you couldn't believe. But the question now is, do you now believe that because of the bust, they can't fix it? And that it's untenable because people have their feelings hurt? Really? Your feelings are hurt?
Mine aren't hurt.
Okay.
But I understand why some of these young kids probably have their feelings hurt.
And they can't pick it up and work with it and make it better?
Do you want to play with a guy who doesn't want you as a teammate?
Okay, I'm talking about next season. I realize this season is now a waste. He got hurt. They came back. Their chances of making the playoffs were slim to begin with. They go to Phoenix. They lose in Phoenix. It's a disaster. 48 hours later, they lose to the Clippers. 48 hours after that, LeBron passes Michael Jordan. Nobody applauds. I understand how those couple of days went. But at the same time, everybody should wake the heck up and play better, including him and including them. If they can't get to next season, and it's not going to be this roster will not come back as currently comprised.
No, of course
we all
not.
agree. We all agree on
course
that. But if trading LeBron James is the answer, then you are asking the wrong questions.
Do you think they are an attractive free agent destination?
Yes. It's Los Angeles, and I'm not
What
being this arrogant. They're the Lakers.
But what 25-year-old free agent wants to play with a 35-year-old LeBron?
He's LeBron.
Again,
Just because these kids had their feelings hurt.
This is like Eli Manning. You're living in the past here.
Wait, whoa. First of all, I like Eli as a person. Okay, we all agree. Eli would probably admit it as well. His best days are behind him. Okay, he's a quarterback deep into his 30s. Are you comparing Eli to LeBron?
I'm saying it's a similar situation the way that the Giants are constructed and the way the Lakers are constructed right now. I don't know what the Giants are doing, and I really have no idea what the Lakers are doing.
Compare the level of play. Okay, assuming LeBron is healthy, his level of play that he can put on the court compared to Eli's best case scenario on the field. You going to tell me that they're comparable? Come on.
Dave Gettleman might.
Okay, you're not Dave Gettleman. You're a Celtics fan who's trying to push my buttons. I understand that. Okay, I get that. Totally get it.
I'm saying that the idea of trading LeBron isn't insane like you are proposing.
It is insane. Go ahead, tear it down again. For who, for what? For who, for what? You can't live on brand. Now, what I'm going to say is you can't live on brand alone forever. Okay, the Lakers are a brand. Now, you could come back at me and say, well, LeBron can't live on brand alone. Fine. You don't think he still has championship caliber basketball in him? Because I do.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.